my daily detox needs using raw produce and a blender.
Thank you. I've wanted to talk with you for a long time, and I noticed after I've been listening to you for probably 15 years, but I started hearing what sounds like voices of my own that sound like
your translation of a vibration into a voice.
Yes. And sometimes, because Esther has been such a good model, it even sounds like your voice.
It's logical that it would, because you equate one with the other. Yeah.
So as it's evolved, and I've come to trust it somewhat, I still don't always trust it completely. And it doesn't always sound like Esther's voice, just sometimes. So what I was wondering is, when I'm meditating, which I enjoy so much, and I know you've said, like, watch the movie and let it go, which I do, there's a part of me that just wants to capture it all. I want to document it. I want to write down everything that I hear, everything that I see.
There's a little shortage consciousness in that.
Right.
A less shortage consciousness would go like, it's flowing, it always will, I now understand it, whatever I want, whenever I want it. I've opened this, I can calibrate to it. Sometimes I'm better calibrated than others. Just let it evolve for the pleasure of it. We said to Jerry and Esther in the early days, because Jerry was determined to record every word that came out of Esther's mouth, and did. There is a hanger full of recordings. And then we said to them one day, you will need another lifetime to listen to these. And they thought we were kidding, and now they know we were not kidding. The whole point of all of this is, if you think in terms, this is good, especially in the context of this conversation here today, every time you do that, think of it as an opportunity for calibration. It's like the guitarist is going to tune her guitar, and she's going to enjoy this song, but she does not feel a need to capture every note that she plays. You see what we're getting at? It's a wonderful thing to enjoy every note that she plays.
Because I want to savor it again later, but you're right, that feels like shortage, like it's going to go away.
Well, why savor something that's ongoing? That's like taking a drink of water, and you're not talking, and someone says, why aren't you talking? You say, because I don't want to swallow this yet. Why not? Because if I swallow this, it'll be gone. And I want to savor it. I don't want to swallow this. Like there'll never be another drink of water.
Yeah. The other part of clarification that I want, and there's part of me that doesn't want to even need it, but I want it, so what the hell, is there's this part of me that wants validation, and I feel it when I'm in the moment, that no validation is needed.
That's what we were going to say to you. You've already found your validation by saying, I like it so much, I want to savor it, and I want to capture it forever because it feels so good. What better evidence of alignment could one find?
I don't know. So why does the want continue?
Because you're human. Because you are somewhat still oriented toward needing validation. But you see, you bring to us the exact point that we started with and that we care most about making all day. You want other humans to high-five you when you're being high-fived by your source with the thrill. And so, why look for the other validation? Well, because I've looked for it all of my life. That's what humans do. We get good at things so that other people can look at us and say, oh, you're really good at that. And we say, there's nothing wrong with that. We're not wanting you to hold back and not shine. We want you to carry on and kick your feet high and feel glorious about life, and we love it when others are thrilled when they see you do it. But we want the main reason to be, it just feels so good to me when I hook up with Source and kick up my heels.
So the sound of the voice, for lack of a better word, changes. Sometimes it has a masculine sense, sometimes feminine, sometimes group. And I wonder what
we like that, because what that means is you understand that it's a stream of consciousness, and that there are many voices in this family of teachers that you're tapping into. And different questions that you care about could be eliciting different resources.
So is there a feeling of that validates it within that why I like writing it down, because in the moment it doesn't seem very important.
Well, they are your words. They are your words because you've translated a vibration into those words. And this is a process whereby you're getting better and better and better at that. But the main point to focus on is not the words that you are interpreting, it's the vibration that you have discovered. It's the vibration that you've calibrated to. That's what you want to celebrate. For most people, they'll calibrate to this vibration, and the only explanation or validation of that calibration that will come to them will be in the form of emotion. That's enough. But sometimes those like you or those like Esther, when the emotion is present, want to put words around the emotion. Just know that the emotion is enough. And if you want more, you can have more. In Esther's case, it wasn't her asking, it was Jerry's. Jerry knew that they had tapped in to something profoundly exciting to him. And it was the power of his desire that kept summoning it, because he and Esther were identical vibrations. They'd been calibrating to one another for many, many years. They were calibrated to one another before either one of them was born. That's what soulmates are, is those of you who are of the same frequency and you come forth intending to find one another again and renew your calibrations, you see. And so Esther had the advantage of him doing the summoning, which was leading us to the next important point, and that is, if you've got a question, the vibration of the question is different than the vibration of the answer. So if you're calibrated in very fine terms to your question, you're not going to hear the answer as well. That's why you want to put some distance between. Let life form the questions within you, and then sit with an inactive question. Your inner being knowing. What your questions are, and your inner being will flow answers to those questions. But if you sit to receive with your list of questions, you cannot be in the step 1 mode of asking and the step 3 mode of receiving at the same time.
Well, that might explain why sometimes the answer comes and then I think, oh, that must be the question, was the answer came before.
You're too much in your head about this.
I know. Gosh, how do I not
It's all
do
right.
that?
It's all right, because think about it. We don't want you to be hard on yourself about it. You're translating through that part of your brain. So of course that part of your brain is going to be sort of kind of active. We're just asking the same thing of you relative to this as we're asking of everybody relative to not needing physical approval. Look for your non-physical harmony. Calibrate to non-physical rather than to the physical. You're doing really well. Just have fun with it. There's nothing serious going on. You're not here to save the world. You don't need to write the last book that will ever be written unless it's fun to write a book. Then write it. We want to find a way that you can hear us and know it when we say it, but of course that defies everything else that we've already said here this morning. It's not our job to make you get it. It's only our job to get it. So we get it, and if you want to get it, come and get it.
I feel so good in those moments. And usually the voice will kind of release me, like almost like, we're adjourned, sort of. And I don't want to leave. I feel like it's obviously done, and I feel that's all good. But living out in the world doesn't feel as good.
That's a problem.
Yeah, can I make that, my whole world, feel that good?
Yeah, but then you'll croak.
So if I'm not, then I'm choosing to stay.
What you really want to do is get so good at calibrating under those conditions that that calibration is lasting through your day, so that the best of who you are is matching up with the best of others. Here's a good way to visualize this. Imagine a board about as big as this platform, and it has thousands of little LED lights on it. And you are one of them. And you're thinking a thought, so your light lights up. And the vibrational content of that thought, then, all the other lights on the board that are in the same vicinity light up, and that represents your world for this moment. So, you're ornery. All the orneries in the airport will make their way to you. You're joyful. You'll be surrounded by all the happy little dogs and children. You can just see it right in front of you. And it's more than the definiteness of those kinds of things with people. It's thoughts come that way, and memories come that way, and new ideas come that way. When you calibrate to something that feels really good, then anything in the vicinity that you're ready for is yours. And then you will hear you say, I don't ever want to be other than that. You get so accustomed to being tuned in, tapped in, turned on, that nothing else will do. And that doesn't mean that you won't have those other moments. You will. You'll have a lot of them. But what it will do is amplify your awareness of what you really want, and there's nothing wrong with stepping back into those moments where life causes you to ask for more. Those are necessary to your expansion. So understanding all of this really helps. No one said to you, go forth and only be in step 3. Go forth and have at it and ask questions and live some life that makes you know that you want more. The evolution of all things is what will always be. There is no regression. There is only more. And humans don't adjust to that inevitability very well. Esther moved into a house that's really different from the house she was in before. Very different in terms of style. And at first she thought, well, I'll just bring all the things that Jerry and I have gathered, and I'll take them to my new house. And then she thought, it won't look good. It's a whole different kind of house. So then she thought, well, I'll just take the things with me that I can't bear not to take. What influence is she under? Is she under the influence of Source, or is she under the influence of lack and sad and crap? So, she gave a lot of it away, happily. It was so fun to watch it go to different places. And then she brought with her the pieces that she could not bear not to bring, and not one of them looks right. Every one of them is wrong. Every piece she dragged from the past into her new present is wrong. Sticks out like a sore thumb. Let me go. Let me go somewhere else. Let me be new to someone else because I don't fit here. Sort of a metaphor for what's happening with so many of your thoughts and so many of your beliefs and so many of everything. They're constantly changing, and you got to stay up to speed with who you are. You just can't keep dragging who you used to be forward, because who you used to be doesn't fit with who you now are. Yeah?
I just want to say one thing, not a question. I just want to say thank you for always keeping your word, always being consistent. It changed my life to see that in a teaching. So thank you for that.
And those words just came right through you in perfect vibrational accuracy. You just absolutely received those words. What you're confirming through that receiving and through that expression is that this is what tuning to your source energy is always about. This is the difference between calibrating to your source, who will always keep its word, and calibrating to somebody else that's not their job. Get so mad at people that they are not able to do something that they weren't born to do for you. So many people trying so hard to be something they weren't born to be, and then feeling bad because they're failing, and you resenting them because they're failing, and them resenting you because you're resenting them because they're failing. Pretty funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good.
this all week, and I wanted to kind of know from life started from negativity and being surrounded by it. I made a big change with a pretty negative situation that happened, and this is where I discovered you, and it's turned my life around. Yet I'm still feel like I'm blocking a lot of things. I feel like I am very good at manifesting negative things, and they happen very quickly when I think of them. And it seems like the days that I am working the hardest, or even starting out on the highest flying disc that I know of, it still ends up pretty bad, or I still manifest things that are very negative. And I want to get clarity on this, and I want to know what I'm doing to pinch myself off.
Well, it's logical that if there is something that has some momentum going, that the momentum might play out. We've been saying for a while, to try to get you to relax and have a little fun with it, that it's like sometimes you have fallen out of an airplane with no parachute, and you want to know, what should I do now? And we say, don't worry, it'll be over soon. Because sometimes it just has to play itself out, but you can hit the ground running, you really can. So we talked earlier today about getting out ahead of it, and that really is where your power is. The difficulty is that if there's something negative that you have your attention on, then you're producing more momentum for more negativity. And a good analogy, we know that you know this, and perhaps it is not necessary for us to compound the problem with an example about the problem, but this can be helpful. Imagine that you are moving forward, and from your mouth is spewing a sort of mist that is causing a fog, a red, inky mist that is making it difficult for you to see and experience things. But you just keep spewing the mist, and so you keep having that experience. And if you just stop spewing it, in a little while the mist will dissipate, not instantaneously. But it's hard to stop spewing the mist, because while you're in the middle of the unwanted mist, you're usually talking about the mist you're in, which just causes you to spew more of it, which you're then talking about, and so it never quite gets cleared up. And then you meet those people who remember the mist, who, even though you've kind of cleared it up and aren't thinking about it, they're remembering it because it hasn't quite dissipated all the way. And so it really is more about that. But bit by bit, you can get into a different place. And here's the easiest way to do that. When you sleep at night, that mist stops. You aren't spewing it while you're sleeping, because your consciousness leaves your physical apparatus, just like when you make your final transition, when you have what you call your death experience. When you sleep, your consciousness is not having a point of attraction. So that's a really good time for that mist to clear up. And when you wake up in the morning, if you don't start spewing it again already, then this day is going to have less of that attraction power than the day before. And the next day, less still, and the next day, less still, until it really does not take long. But it takes some understanding of what's causing the mist, and some willingness, or maybe even discipline, to focus on things that feel better. It's not easy to have something that's happening, or someone that's after you, or something. It's not easy not to react. It's a normal response to react. If something's coming at you, you sort of want to defend yourself. But you have to get out of that defensive place, which means you have to be focused upon other things. And you can't focus upon negative things and positive things at the same time, or bad feeling things or good feeling things at the same time. Just stop being hard on yourself about the contrast that you experience. Look for the benefit in it. Here's something really good to say. Even if you're experiencing something really not wanted, say to yourself, since things are always working out for me, there must be value in this. And then look for it. Look for the value. We know that sounds good. Is it practical enough for you to apply it?
Yes, absolutely. I've wanted to adopt that very thinking. And when good things do happen, I like to acknowledge them. I say, hey, well, at least I'm doing something right. I must be thinking in the right way. I'm attracting this the right way. It almost seems immediately that that's when it changes. It comes right back to the opposite way.
Well, a desire has two ends on the stick. There's what's wanted on one end of it and the absence of what's wanted on the other. So maybe sometimes when things are going well, it does make you think about the other end of the stick. But that will happen less and less. It just happens less and less. You can't miss this, knowing what you now know and where you now stand in relationship to what you know. There's no way that the unwanted will not continue to dissipate. It will. It must continue to dissipate. Anything else would be illogical. We want you just to relax in this and not get too upset with yourself. Esther does that sometimes too. She'll say, I should know better. And we say, what about sometimes traveling through an unpleasant neighborhood or environment on your way to a beautiful park? Sometimes those unwanted things are just causing you to ask with stronger clarity about what you do want. It's all part of it. And you didn't come into this physical experience intended by yourself or anyone else to figure out how to be perfect and get it just right all the time. That's why we say you never get it wrong and it's never finished. And the reason that you can't get it wrong is because it's never finished. So you just, from where you are, you keep getting out ahead of it again and getting out ahead of it again and getting out ahead of it again. We want to say this. We think it will help you. So, have you been listening to us for a while? Even though it's your first time here, have you been listening to us for a while? You've been hearing us talking about the vortex, which is that vibrational version that precedes the manifestation of things. So here's this vibrational version. We even gave it a name because we wanted you to feel the realness of its existence. So, as it is in the state of becoming, because law of attraction is responding to it too, it's gaining a momentum. And if you are in the vicinity of the momentum that it has gathered, then you receive answers and ideas about it. And that's really what we mean by the receiving mode of what your inner being knows and who you've really become, what your life has caused you to become. So, as you feel better more of the time, as you care more about how you feel, as you put higher emphasis on the joy part of the triad of intention, so that you are feeling better more of the time and ideas begin to flow to you. When those ideas come and you know that they came from that source energy place because they came with such a burst of enthusiasm and you felt so good about them, initially at least, as those ideas play out, it's like that 4 days of magic that our friend was talking about. Things just unfold beautifully. But if you're feeling vulnerable, or if you're feeling picked on, or if you're feeling misunderstood, or if you're feeling taken advantage of, or if you're feeling angry or defensive, or any of those natural human emotions that you all feel from time to time, that's a receptive mode too. And what comes from that are unpleasant conversations and unpleasant experiences and unpleasant things. And we don't want to hurt your feelings as a human race, but most of what you all are doing is from there. Most of the things that you're talking about, your politics, most of what is going on with religion, so much that you're talking about has been generated by you as individuals in a mass consciousness about unwanted stuff. And if you spend all your time milling around with each other and considering life about those things, it's hard for you to get into receptive mode. You almost have to withdraw a bit from what's going on. That's why meditation is such an effective tool about raising your vibration, or rampages of appreciation, or doing things that truly are good feeling and pleasurable to you. You just have to find some way of disassociating with the momentum of this. And we acknowledge, we give all of you credit. That is not an easy thing to do. With all of the media and all of the information that's coming at you and all of the opinions that surround you. But that's what we mean by getting out ahead of it rather than being a reactor. Because it's not easy to live in this world observing much of it at all without reacting to things. You see things on television every day that you react to. And when you're reacting, you're spewing a vibration. And that vibration, if you do it often enough, is going to become a momentum that's going to feel hard for you to do something else about. So we don't want you to go off and live in a cave. We don't want you to go off and hide from the negative people at work or from the television. We don't want you to disengage from life. We want you to get a deliberate grip on yourself and acknowledge that stuff happens and that's just what's going on. But who you really are is someone who mostly leans toward compliments rather than criticisms. In other words, just remind yourself who you really are. Because with each and every negative experience that you have, there is a counter asking for something that you do want. You can't have a negative experience without throwing a desire for something improved in your vibrational reality. And this is what the what the evolution of all species is about. All expansion of all things is about that. So, what we really want to say to all of you in an emphatic way is that if you want to get into this receptive mode where those magical rendezvous happen, and if you really do want to live happily ever after, it is going to require some disengagement from the stuff that you are reacting to. So we've been talking about step one is contrast of life causes you to ask. And step two is source gathers everything that you've asked for and gives it to you. When you ask, it is answered. Step three is even though it's answered and it's in a vibrational form that you can't receive unless you're in the vibrational vicinity of it. So you've got to be in that place where you can receive the good ideas. And step four is mastery of that. Step four is just getting so good at that. Step four is caring more about how you feel than anything else. In that triad of intentions, you care more about the joy than you do about anything else till you get really good at it. And then step five, it's our favorite step to talk about, and it especially applies right here and now with you. Step five is where you're not mad at yourself when you dip back down into step one, because step one is essential to the equation of eternal expansion. But feel the difference. When you have mastered this step three of being in the receiving mode, when you're in the state of allowing and you're really good at it, so you know how to get there, and you get there easier today than you ever have, and easier tomorrow even than today because you've practiced it, and so you're doing it deliberately and you feel good about it. Then, when something happens that you have previously observed and really taken a strong negative hit on and maybe even gotten all defensive about. Once you've mastered that and you're in what we are calling step five, you can observe without getting all balled up in it. So you become not reactionary to things you can't control. You may observe them, but you've got such momentum going for yourself about your well-being and about the well-being of the planet and about the well-being of others. Well-being is so dominant within you. It's like watching a child fall down or be unhappy about something that he can't do, and you're not really worried about him because you know that's just part of learning how to walk. So you're not down there crying with him. You're encouraging him because you know it's going to be okay. And that's really what step five is. It's knowing that it is ultimately okay, that the dominant momentum is that you are a magnificent person. The dominant momentum is that good things are coming to you. The dominant momentum is that you do good things. The dominant momentum is that life is supposed to be good for you. The dominant momentum is that really get there, you are far less reactionary to most of the world that's down here fussing over stuff that doesn't matter. Helpful?
Yes. And there's I have time away from work, and those are the times that I really do well, and I bring myself back up to a higher place. And I have identified that even the drive to work here, if anybody lives in Phoenix here, they know, driving to work or even just being at work, that's what takes me down so quickly.
But that was what we were just talking
Right.
about. If you're really doing this work, nothing will take you down. Because if that were the case, if you all are to live very conditional lives where everything has to be beautiful and wonderful that you are observing in order for you to feel good,
I understand.
you just can't isolate yourself from enough that you are tempted to react to because you were born into contrast for the purpose of making choices. And so the answer is to enjoy the contrast because it helps you make choices, not see it as a threat to your happiness. Can you feel the difference? Contrast doesn't threaten you. It's what has given birth to your vortex. It's what feeds your vortex. It's what the expansion of the universe is all about. Don't take this stuff so personally. Nobody is mad at you. They're only mad at themselves. They're only upset that they're not where they want to be. And in their agony at not being in the receptive mode, they are flailing out. They are lashing out. And you don't want to be so uninformed or ignorant about how this all works that you let them get your goat.
Right. So this event that I talked about that caused me to turn around, I've listened many times to the same question, and it seems like these people have gotten different answers, and I want this answer for me.
Yes, that's why the answers are different.
Right. Right. There's a lover that left, and
Say again?
it is a lover that left me. And somebody that I attracted in even one of the worst times of my life, and I don't understand how that happened, but in the best time of my life, I can't seem to get them back, and that's what I'm trying to get.
But when we asked for clarification, because it wasn't clear to us if you'd said a lover who left or love that left. And there's such a distinction, because if you want someone to love you and flow their love to you, and we know how good that feels, and we can understand why, if they're not doing that now, that wouldn't feel as good as it felt when they were doing it. But if you can remember that the reason that you feel the way you feel is for one reason only, it's because of what you're broadcasting. What you are broadcasting or radiating or spewing has a relationship with what your inner being is doing at the same time about the same thing. So when it matters to you that you are loved, you can't control that because people have different ideas about what they want. You heard our friend say she cut him loose
Yes.
as she chose what felt better to her. If in order to feel good, you need them to be spewing that to you, you're always going to be in trouble over something because you are not the object of attention to which everyone else is serving, you see. But when you realize that the way you feel is about what you're flowing, and so what you're really saying to us is, I miss this person who was an object of attention, so I could really flow a lot of love to. I miss having that object to flow love toward. So you're going to have to get creative. You're going to have to remember good times, but maybe that hurts too much. Or you're going to have to get busy doing other things, focus on other things that aren't about that subject. Or you're going to have to step back a little bit and think about so much that you still do love, get into appreciation mode about different things. And it's our promise to you. You see, you can't have a lover leave you in any way without putting big time in your vortex the return of that somehow, some way. But you can't get into the receptive mode to let it in if you're still feeling the loss of the lover. The loss of the lover caused you to create another, but you can't find that person if you're not in the receptive mode, and you can't be in the receptive mode if you're still feeling the loss of your lover. Sort of a vicious circle, isn't it?
It is. And one thing I've learned to appreciate is what it's caused me to do with my life, to turn it around and learn the things that I'm learning and try to get back on that.
And what if of it all in terms of relationships? What if it was a step along the way to help you to get into alignment with who you really are, so that the next lover who comes is also predominantly in alignment?
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Well, it's easy for us to drop these breadcrumbs for you because we can see the whole story. In other words, we understand the whole thing. We know who you are and we know where you're going and we know it can be fun. But you've got to put yourself in the place where you can feel the fun and feel the ease and feel the joy in order to receive the good ideas and experience the good time you have. But you see, even though we know you really want this lover, even if we knew where this person was, we would not take the other by the hand and you by the hand and bring you together, not right now. Because, first of all, we are not the creator of your reality. And even though we know that, isn't it nice if you have enough experiences to get you really solid in that receptive mode? Because if you're sometimes spewing inky mist, you're going to meet somebody that's not going to pan out. And if you're never spewing the inky mist, when you meet, it's going to be really, really good. Feel the difference? One day a woman said to us, Abraham, I need you to help my son find a mate. I want him to find one quickly. And we said, well, we don't think that's a very good idea. And she couldn't believe we were saying that. Why? She thought it was the answer to everything that was bothering him, because that's what he was suffering over so much. And we said, if he finds someone now, that person will be just like he is. Unemployed, feeling bad, not doing very well. And they'll just bang around together and then it'll all blow up. And she said, that's what's been happening. And we said, he wants to remember who he is and become who he is, so he attracts someone to him of who he really is, not who he almost is. You see? And so, it's nice that you have so many other wonderful things to think about. And we were projecting something that almost caused Esther to say, be patient. But it isn't about patience. When someone thanks Esther for her patience, she says, you have me mixed up with somebody else. Because you all want what you want when you want it. But if you can remember, the reason why you want it is for something that you can already accomplish. Here's an example. And we're continuing here because it's satisfying so many things around the room and because you're so close for this to really click into place for you. So, feel for just a moment the idea of having quickly or now having $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000 at your fingertips to spend in any way you want, and feel how nice that would be. And then feel the difference between the universe yielding to you instantaneously a way for that to happen in terms of probability, and the ability to imagine prosperity. Do you think it would be easier for you to imagine prosperity or to, by the end of the day, have $300,000 in your hand? That was an interesting exercise because a lot of you said, just give me the damn money, Abraham, and stop messing with me. But what we're getting at, given the belief systems that most of you have, the idea of getting the money and getting it today is far less likely to you than the imagining of it. And yet you say, but Abraham, the imagining of it would be far less satisfying than the having of it. Well, we'll give you that from where you are standing, but we want the imagining of it, which you can do today, to be enough so that you do it today. And since you can do it today, if the imagining of it will be enough for you that you let it soothe you, then it is our promise to you, it will turn into the thing. Those thoughts will turn into the thing. But if you need the money before you allow yourself to have the thought, you've got yourself at a stalemate. Did you hear that? You got to do the vibrational work first, and then it will turn to the thing that you want. So that's why we were saying that we don't want to just give you the thing, because we know how much fun you're going to have in the journey as the thoughts are turning into the things. And you all are so looking forward to the relief of having the thing, and we want you to find the relief before the thing comes, whatever the thing is.
Yes, and I really appreciated what you said to an earlier person too about that, about letting those things happen and letting that other person create their own reality too. So my final question would be, my desires are this is the reality I want to create. I know she wants to create her own reality, and I've gained that appreciation today that she's doing what she wants to do, and she's making that for herself. But what is that?
then it will begin to happen in obvious ways. You see? It's difficult, we know. When you really, really want something and it really, really isn't happening, then you really, really, really are annoyed at these words. Really, really, really. We know. Because you have felt the relief of things going the way you want them to go. But we just got to say to you that you are training yourself to be conditional, and that's not going to serve you well. Because there are conditions, as you have found out, that you can't control. If you could control the conditions, she'd be there where she wanted to be or not. In some ways, if you could just get through to her, just let go of needing to control the condition and control the only thing that you can control, which is the way you feel, by all of the tools that you have, looking away, looking at other things, finding snatches of time when you are feeling really good. We wouldn't spend too much time remembering the good times because that just makes you feel the absence of the good times that maybe aren't happening right now. And then the better you feel, the better you feel. The worse you feel, the worse you feel. The worse you feel, the more you spew. The less you spew, the better you feel. You've got this. You know what to do. And we would like it if, when we say have fun with it, you would not think that we are mocking you. In other words, have fun with this. We mean it. Have fun with this. Have fun with releasing your grief is what we're saying. Have fun with releasing your grief. Well, all you hear is grief, 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 grief. Have fun with moving forward to who you are. Have fun with remembering who you are. Have fun with all the gifts that are coming to you out of this. Have fun with the stability that you're discovering as a result of this. Have fun with the autonomy that is you. Have fun with the alignment with source energy that is you. Have fun with hooking into the clarity of source energy who knows who you are and what you really want. Have fun with watching the trail light up for you. Have fun with, after the fact, when you're together, remembering the way that you came together. Jerry and Esther told that story endlessly of the way that they came together and the number of ways that after the fact that they were together, they realized were also lined up for them to come together. The way they met and the way they came together was a thrilling unfolding to them. But the longer they were together and the more people they met, the more people that they knew were going to introduce them anyway. In other words, it was going to happen because it was in the vortex. There was no way that it could not happen, you see. No way that it could not happen. No way. There's no possibility that you are not going to find this person that you are looking for and live happily ever after. There's no possibility that that's not going to happen. But you got to get over the fact that it hasn't happened yet in order to let it happen. You got to place to everything you want, no matter what it is. Enough? Really good. Really good. Morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? You are knowing what you are wanting. It's a good thing. Your desire feels good to you. It doesn't torture you. That's a really good thing. That says so much because when you desire something and you believe it, then you are in that eager, optimistic, good feeling place. If you desire something that you don't believe, then it doesn't feel so good, does it? And so many people sift through life trying to settle for the believable. And then they just get all resistant because their life keeps producing within them. It's the nature of what this time-space reality is about. It keeps producing within you new, fresh desires. That's what the expansion of you is. It's what the evolution of all species is. So when the new desire happens, and it does all day, every day, you got to figure out how to keep up to speed with it. You have to figure out how to give more attention to your desire than to the current reality that is causing you to doubt it. Because whatever you give your attention to is activated within you. You are vibrational. Most don't really know that. You're so good at translating vibration. But you are vibrational beings, and what you give your attention to is vibrational in nature also. And then law of attraction puts those things together. So if you are facing reality, there's some situation and it's happening often in your life experience. It's a sort of theme. The reason that it is because you keep looking at the theme, talking about it, thinking about it, worrying about it. Now the worrying is the emotion that comes when you think about something you don't want. So when we say you worry about it or you doubt it, what we're saying is you focus on something that is contrary to what you want and to who you really are. So we want to help you to sort that out. We want you, first and foremost, to understand that you are the creator of your own reality and you do it through your focus. We want you next to understand that you have much more ability to focus than you have been applying. Next, we want you to understand that the reason that you don't apply your focus in the way that you could is because you're confused. And we want you to understand that the reason you're confused is because, in most cases, you've lost sight of your own guidance system. So you're listening to this one and this one and this one and this one, and you're using lots of different criteria to help you make decisions, but in many cases, and we say this to you especially if things aren't going the way you want them to, but it's true of everybody, you don't always, hardly ever, you don't often, hardly ever, you don't allow yourself to follow your path of least resistance. And what we really mean by that is you are so much more than you see in these physical bodies. You are source energy. You are an extension of this source energy. There is a momentum about you that when you tap into it, you will begin to understand what you meant to do, how you meant to feel when you decided, and you did, to come into this physical body. There's a momentum that serves you so well, and that momentum has carved out a path. It's a path of no resistance, save for the resistance that you throw on your own path. So, we want to talk today about anything that matters to you, but we want to show you it is our powerful desire that when you leave this gathering, that you understand what the path of least resistance means and how to figure out how to get on it. For some people, when they hear the words path of least resistance, they think it means, oh, you want me to be lazy. You want me to do what's easiest for me. And we say, exactly. And then you say, but wait, I've been trained not to be that way. I've been trained to knuckle under. I've been trained to give it all I've got. I've been trained to push through. I've been trained to persevere. I've been trained that if there isn't pain, there isn't gain. And we say, how's that working out for you? It's wearing you out. It makes you tired. It makes you ornery. It makes you not nice to be with. This virtue that you're working so hard to accomplish, there's an easier way. An easier way because it has more momentum. It's the path of least resistance. And by that we mean it's the path of who you really are. It's the path of your true desire. So in order to figure out this path, first you have to accept. We're going to throw it at you. You can't accept it at first, but by the end of the day, we think we will have worn you down. Everyone has their own path, and that's what's tricky, because you, oh, we love you so much, you've got your nose on other people's paths. You care too much, and the reason you do is because you've been using criteria other than your own guidance system to understand what your path is. So you look among you and you decide what's wrong activity, what's right activity, what's good behavior, what's bad behavior. You try to sort it out in an action-oriented, out here on the edge of manifestation place. And we want to say to you, that's the hard way of going about it, and it's way too long in the process. What we want you to come to understand today is that you've got guidance, and we're going to explain to you exactly what it is and how you've got it. You've got guidance that knows the path to everything you want. Hear this. Your inner being, whatever you want to call that source energy part of you, knows where you stand right now in relationship to everything you want and knows the path to it. And the reason we call it the path of least resistance is because we keep showing you the path that is most likely from where you are that you can see it. Did you sort of get how good those words were? In other words, once you get tuned in, once you start loving yourself, once you're meditating and feel good, once life is really feeling good to you, once you're waking up and knowing that all is well, once you're looking around the world and seeing the beautiful things of it, you have almost no resistance in your path. So we can offer just a clear understanding of where something is that we know you want, and you'll be in the receptive mode, and you'll just hear it, and you'll just follow the path to it. Easily, effortlessly, joyfully. But if you're all wadded up, like so many are, all twirled up in the rightness and the wrongness of things, blaming this one, blaming that one, mad at yourself about this and that, making comparisons, feeling jealous, not happy with where you are, being sort of irritated about where everybody else is too, if you're kind of all wadded up in all of this, watching CNN, if you're all wadded up in all of that, then what's happening to you is you can't find the path of no resistance because you're not a vibrational match to that. But that doesn't mean that the source within you doesn't keep showing it to you. Start again. What we want to say to you, we really want you to hear this, is that sometimes the path of least resistance, we'll give you an example. Let's say that you want enough financial resources to do the things that you want to do. So that all sounds really nice, doesn't it? And then you think, but I don't have the money to do everything I want to do, so you just threw some resistance on your trail. Now you would argue with us, yeah, because I faced reality, Abraham. I'm not like you. I can't just pretend that it's other than it is. And we say, we're not pretending, we know. We know there's just no resistance on our trail like there sometimes is on yours. So you've got some resistance. You want money, but you believe that you're going to have to work for it. So there's some resistance in that. And not only that, you also believe that you have to do this job that you don't want to do. So now just follow with this just a little bit, because once you get this, as we give it to you in the beginning of this day, then everything else that we say will be easier for you to hear. And you're going to leave here with so much less resistance than you've... ever experienced before, things will much more easily. You're going to like it. So, you want money. That seems like the path of least resistance, because you could trade chickens and furniture. You could trade services, but it is not portable. It's not convenient. So you've decided that you want some dollars. That's the path of least resistance. And then you think, but I have to go to work, so there's resistance in that. Now, we want to ask you, you can sort this out, which is the